Eugene and Lance being punished for these girls' crimes. Don't sentence them to be fathers. How is that fair? Captain! How's it going, boys, girls, and squirrels, and welcome to Rapunzel's Tangled adventure. Where last we left, we saw Pascal's shockingly tragic backstory, and then we saw his shockingly tragic everyday current life. Dude's got a bad life. No one's treating him right. Nobody respects him at all, it turns out. The show has since promised us that there will be systemic change in the way that people appreciate Pascal. I don't really buy it. I don't think anything's changing. I think this was our one pity episode to all of the Pascal fans out there, and everyone's gonna go back to ignoring he exists in the writer's room. That's my prediction, and considering the fact that I'm my most reliable source, I'm inclined to believe me. But we're back, we're gonna get into it. I'm so curious to see if Pascal is in either of these episodes, and if not, that's gonna be hilarious. Right now we're watching the Big Brothers of Corona and The Wrath of Ruthless Ruth. So let's dive right in.
He went this way.
God, the crime rates in this kingdom are so high, you'd think this were a medieval Gotham City.
Fellas, if you can't catch us when we're going easy on you, how do you expect to catch this master thief that's terrorizing the town?
Captain calls him the silent striker.
It is cool to see that Eugene is still hired as, like, lead thief consultant. I like seeing that amount of continuity between the episodes. That's cool. It's cool he still has this job.
The captain hires you on the spot.
Then let's find us a striker. Well, he's not here.
Ooh, let's get kebabs.
Oh, forget the kebabs. We've got detective work to do.
I don't know why my initial reaction to seeing that kebab stand was, that's not a period-accurate food. Shish kebabs are clearly a modern invention. And then I realized it's literally just meat and vegetables on a stick and was probably the first dish ever invented. I don't know why my brain reacted to seeing this the same way it would have reacted to seeing Rapunzel eating a Mr. Beast burger.
I was walking over to get a customer had change. I turned my back for 1 second and suddenly, the whole chest was empty.
I swear to God, if this is the fucking goat again. You know, there's a lot more detective work in this show than I initially thought there'd be. Also, why don't we have Rapunzel on this case? You know, the woman who solved this kingdom's latest crime and is apparently a barred lawyer?
Not so silent or striky anymore, are you? Now, let's get a look at this so-called master thief.
Wow. I did not see that coming.
I swear to God, if it's the fucking goat again! If it's the goat, or Shorty, I swear to God, I will cancel this reaction series. I got Ben 10 episodes downloaded and ready to go at a moment's notice. You think I'm fucking around?
Your Majesty, Captain, may I present the silent strikers?
They're children.
Oh, let's go. I get to keep watching. Why do they look cool as hell? Why do these kids look like the most skilled assassins in all of Corona? The redhead looks like Merida if she ate the bear that disfigured her father and then became Princess Mononoke.
She doesn't talk much, but they call us the Business Sisters. I'm Nanya.
Well, none your business.
Fuck, that was slick as hell. What's the redhead's name? Seymour Butts?
I did.
That was a little
was
funny.
painful.
That was definitely a little funny.
We can't send 2 children to jail.
But we can execute them. By the powers vested in me by our weird fucking laws, I sentence you 2 girls to death. Rapunzel, bring me that vegetable slicing thing you invented a few months ago.
Yes, you and Eugene do have past experience, don't you? Perhaps the 2 of you could take these 2 under your wing for a few days.
Why are Eugene and Lance being punished for these girls' crimes? Don't sentence them to be fathers. How is that fair?
And get them to return what they took.
Oh, we're flattered, but see, Lance and I really aren't about kids.
Okay, well maybe don't say that in front of your future father-in-law. You know, your future father-in-law, the king. The king who's probably going to want his daughter to give him an heir.
Maybe you should leave the bad guy snatching to the pros. Wait, Cass, no! It's so awful.
Oh, snagged, bozo! Way to forget that Rapunzel excels in literally everything she sets her mind out to.
You will be on your feet before you know it, Cass. But until then, Nurses Pascal and Rapunzel are at your service.
Oh my god, Rapunzel trapped her ass so hard. She almost did this to children. That trap was designed for 2 kids and it put Cassandra in a fucking wheelchair.
Okay, first rule of not being a thief. Don't steal. Pretty obvious. Second rule, making people chase you 5 miles makes them cranky.
That's so funny. 5 miles is such an outrageous distance.
I'm calling mine Red, because she's got...
Red hair. Yeah, I get it. You can't just... Ow! Oh, okay, I'm calling mine angry.
I love how much Eugene authentically hates these children. He feels so close to just straight up drowning this one.
My point is the life of a criminal is hard. You're always on the run.
Not to mention the enemies you make. Whew, we once tried to double-cross this guy called the Baron. He hasn't stopped hunting us since.
That's crazy. No way they know the Baron. I can't tell if the twist is gonna be they also stole from the Baron, or they're like the Baron's children or something like that.
You see this? First thing I ever stole. It's a shameful reminder of my criminal past.
Why'd you steal something so worthless?
I don't know, maybe he needed a comb. Not everything you steal needs to be instantly sold. I've never stolen anything before. Wink! But anytime I've ever been tempted to, wink, it's always been stuff that was annoyingly priced and I felt the government should just give me for free. You know, like pencils for school. Like, I'd never steal a TV or an Xbox, wink, but buying forks seems ridiculous to me. I feel like forks should just come with any house you move into.
So you think you can handle a life of crime, huh? I need that to work!
Pretty fucking ableist of these kids, if you ask me. Also, this is your guys' fault. I wanted them executed.
You're the one who wanted to march. I just wanted to stand right here. Say it, don't spread.
Guys, I'm trying to nap in here.
That was such a relatable amount of desperation. I just felt so bad for her. But also, why is she napping in her full chainmail getup? Is this not armor? I always thought Cassandra was wearing very lightweight and flexible armor. Somebody get her a pair of pajayjays.
Would you have listened?
No. In fact, I'd probably still be out there cheating and stealing if it weren't for... Wait a minute, that's it!
He's gonna get them girlfriends? I feel like he stopped being a thief because he fell in love, not because he met Rapunzel specifically, you know? Like, I just don't know if Rapunzel is a universal thief gene antidote.
Can he turn into any color?
You speak? And yeah, dog. Sometimes he's even straight up invisible. It's really impressive when he's not dicking around.
What do you know? Mine does talk.
Whoa, that was weird. That was so weird. Why is Angry, like, forcing Red into silence? Is this part of their grift? Or, like, I don't know, that was so bizarre. I can't tell if her not being able to speak is somehow part of their, like, big scale scam against the castle, or if their dynamic is like, hey, let me do the talking, you're more empathetic and you're gonna get us in trouble. Like, we need to be cold-hearted and I'm the only one who can do that.
Why are you doing all this? Usually adults just try to get rid of us. They don't take us to meet princesses.
Well...
That was super sad and emotional, but definitely handcuff these kids to these beds. Or at least put their beds in a jail cell. They're 100% gonna sneak out and steal a bunch of shit.
It's not like we want to steal. We just need enough to get away.
Get away from who?
Dog, consider yourselves away. You're sleeping in the royal castle right now. You've successfully cheated your way to the top. You have Corona's finest guards keeping you safe. That's not saying a lot. A bunch of people are constantly sneaking in and out of this castle, but still, you have no reason to want to steal and cheat anymore. Just hang around with these guys.
Yes, wait! It's me! Rapunzel! What are you doing?
Cass, you can't even be mad about this. I would love to be woken up with a charcuterie board. What better way to exit a nightmare than with a wine and cheese plate.
If I need help, I'll ask for it. You know, Cass, I don't know why you're making this so hard. I'm just doing what any good friend would do.
Okay, that's pretty annoying. There's no way Rapunzel's getting mad at Cassandra about this. Just leave her alone. It's not even like she's struggling with any tasks. She's just trying to sleep. It'd be one thing if she were, like, overworking herself, like, and making her injury worse. She's doing the one activity that you can't get help with.
Not only did you lose track of two helpless children, you managed to let them steal the princess's tiara.
This is not their fault. They didn't even want to watch the kids. Also, these are two children the entirety of the Kingsguard failed to apprehend until Eugene and Lance stepped in. How are you acting like Eugene's the incompetent one here?
He'll never stop coming after us.
For two thieves who thought they were clever enough to steal from the Baron, you sure made it easy to find you.
Nice. You managed to apprehend two 6-year-olds. How tough and intimidating.
No tricks. The girls could get hurt.
What? So we just asked Weasel to let the girls go real nicely? Last time I checked, we were on his boss's most wanted list too.
Oh my god, this scarecrow of a man isn't the Baron? Have we not met the Baron yet? Is it gonna be like some big twist? Like it's Mufasa?
We can still make the last boat out of Corona. I know you're not happy about this, but we finally have enough money to get away from here. Start fresh.
No way. This is how much a boat ticket and a fresh start costs. No way you couldn't turn your lives around with half this amount of gold. Also, good luck fucking carrying all of this. Good luck scaling down your canyon wall with 3,000 pounds worth of gold doubloons. Oh, choke him out! Snap his weasel neck! I'd love if Eugene and Lance got out of their cage and were just surrounded by corpses. Angry! Thank God you rescued us. You must use that technique I taught you. The drop and shit, you killed them all. Yup, we killed them, just like you taught us. Oh my god, I never taught you to do this. Is that what you're telling people?
As a shameful reminder of my life of crime.
As a reminder of the first day you didn't have to steal something because someone was happy to give it to you.
Oh, heat! Heat! Oh, Christ, that hurt. That was sweet. That was genuinely great writing. That was adorable. I like that. I like him kind of passing the torch off to her. Fuck, that was so good.
I'll be back when they're ready.
God, I can't wait for them to come back. Obviously, there's not going to be, like, a big time skip in this series, but I kind of wish there were, because I'd love to see them as, like, more trained, ruthless thieves and or assassins. That's, like, my shonen anime nonsense brain talking, though. I love that comb bit. I love him, like, pushing her towards an arc. I think that's why I want a time skip. I'd love to see, like, 10 years later how his words have affected her, rather than like in a couple of months, you know? But I just love that he gave her a prize. And you know what? I love it so much that I'm giving prizes to Oh, Christ, I just realized why this is a bad thing. God, I keep forgetting that the king is low-key this series' biggest antagonist. I kind of thought he was gonna be a bigger antagonist, and I sort of wish that he was, but maybe that's the direction this episode is headed in. I got pretty excited at the idea of, like, King Frederick being this morally gray father figure, who, like, obviously loves his daughter, but is way too overbearing and, like, abusing his authority to keep her safe.
Uh-oh, Pascal, it looks like rain.
That's crazy that the king has put every soldier on Rapunzel surveillance duty, considering the massive crime rate this city is constantly experiencing.
Out stepped a ghastly figure. An old woman with cold, dead eyes. Hair like tumbleweed stapled to her head, and teeth that looked as if they could grind bone.
Is this not about Mother Gothel? I don't know, big ass hairs stapled to her head? She was known to have pretty big hair.
It seemed like guards were following me everywhere today.
Come on, Raps, this is Corona! Guards are like cockroaches in this kingdom.
Yeah, because in this kingdom, being a criminal is like an actual profession you can write down on your taxes.
There's nothing funny about it. I come here all the time to shoot the breeze with my old chums. Hooktoes, Hornswoggle, and that guy.
I'm like genuinely concerned for this man's life right now. I know all of these guys are reformed criminals, but if they were ever going to relapse, murdering the captain of the guard is a great way to do it. Murdering the captain of the guard while he's completely surrounded by other guys who hate him is like the best way to relapse.
Don't you people know how to keep a fire going?
That's off limits! Don't touch that!
Oh, what the hell? What is that nail keeping this whole building together? Why did the room start moving?
That club is never to be disturbed.
Oh, I thought the bar was like actually collapsing. I didn't know it was just doing like a spooky camera angle. I thought this was an issue of scaffolding, not a curse.
Let's get out of here!
It's stuck.
I'd love if this episode were the scariest shit I've reacted to so far. Scarier than Gravity Falls, The Owl House, Cat Fingers. If I get a genuinely great horror episode out of fucking Rapunzel's Tangled Adventures, I will spend the rest of my life crusading for this show.
Wait, where's Shorty?
You have disturbed my slumber.
You can keep him! Let the ghost have Shorty. At least then he'd be useful to somebody. And I don't want to hear it from any of you Shorty stans. All he's done so far is extort Eugene and ruin a man's business. Alright, he hasn't even begun his redemption arc in my eyes.
Or else we're gonna be trapped in here forever.
You're gonna listen to him? You realize he eats cheese off the floor.
One man's floor is another man's plate.
Captain, you make an excellent point. However, I do have to counter with the fact that he was just floating. He was literally just floating and his eyes turned blue. Yeah, it doesn't get much spookier than that.
The priority is to get the princess out of this pub and back to the castle as quickly as possible. Is there anything we can use as a battering ram?
The priority is to get the princess out of this pub and back to the castle as soon as possible. Ugh. I seem to have broken my arm.
No one knew when she would strike. All they knew was she would disappear from the pub. And when she did, no man, beast, or building foundation was safe from the swing of her fearsome club.
Yeah, how much you want to bet she was like a sweet little old lady who did none of this shit?
There's only one slice of pie left! Cut it out. Pie's important to me, okay?
Damn, that was some pretty good miming if this dude was hearing actual music and thought you were doing it.
Again, on 3.
Ruth, please! All we're trying to do is figure out what you want.
Hey, yeah, can somebody get the captain of the guard to witness some of this objective ghost shit? Where did this evil-ass rat come from? No way the show doesn't introduce some sort of rat-based antagonist later down the road when they got rat character designs that evil-looking.
Don't worry, princess. We're gonna get you out of here. 1, 2, 3.
Huh! It ate him! The ghost ate Shorty! Okay, hey, at this point, I'd legitimately start panicking. I know they were always trapped in the pub, but now they're cosmically trapped in the pub. This is advanced imprisonment. There's such a difference between just a locked door and like a ghostly portal that won't let you leave.
Ruth, are you in here?
That's so sick. The tuning fork dungeon goes so hard. What is she, an Elden Ring boss? This is so not what I was expecting her to look like. I thought she'd be like 1,000 years old and hideous. Also, why does she have holes in her shoulders? Is she like a giant flute?
Oh, and this isn't just a club. It's her secret song, but she was too afraid to share it, and now we all have to play it.
Oh, that's sick. That's so cool. I love the idea of somebody etching a song into the side of a weapon. That's so dope. Is this enough information to actually play a song with, though? Like, I know the X's are, like, written in a scale, but they're not, like, it doesn't tell you what's a half note or a full note or anything like that, you know? To be fair, I do not know how to read sheet music. I knew briefly how to read it for the trombone in 5th grade. I am no expert.
Guys, I think she likes it. We're gonna be free.
I'd love if Rapunzel started playing this song and it was like absolute garbage. Like it's complete nonsense. It just sounds like she's slapping her hands against the piano. You were just about to be free! Do you like being haunted? That was the most suicidal thing you could have done next to just straight up hanging yourself.
What are you doing, Captain?
You don't stop an evil ghost with a song. You stop it with force.
Oh, big ghost hunting guy here, huh? Big experienced ghostbuster telling Rapunzel how to bust this ghost, are ya?
Didn't you hear her? Ruth's not evil. The club was just her song.
Well, I did have a moose on my head.
What did you think everybody was doing? You thought everyone just went nuts and was having one last hurrah before the ghost killed them?
It's not done yet. We can still finish your song.
No, we can't. That hothead with the misplaced eyebrow burned my music.
Just tell Rapunzel how to play the song, you fucking flute.
Since I was a lassie, just a sweet young thing, all I truly longed to do was make up songs to sing.
Oh, this is such an improvement to the song, too. This was such a mid-song before she started singing.
Listen up, all you goons, listen up and hear my tunes.
That was sick. Can we give every ghost that power? I love the idea that if you stand inside of a ghost, your skin becomes see-through. Let's make that like a universal canonical ability of every ghost.
I let one note come through my throat, and then I died of shame.
She literally died of shame? I thought someone blasted her with a shotgun. That was my other theory for why there's holes in her shoulders.
I haven't sung in quite some time. What if I'm Rusty?
Your name's not Rusty, it's Captain. And I'm Susan.
Okay, but is his name Susan? Because it's definitely not Shorty. His name's also not Captain, but I feel like that's not confirmation that Shorty's name isn't Susan.
Listen up. Listen close. You're disgusting, old, and gross. But your song is quite strong. Listen up.
Ugh, I knew this guy would have a banging voice. They gotta give this guy his own song expeditiously.
By the way, when it comes to making dreams happen, you might want to take your own advice.
Oh? Oh, is this the beginning of Rapunzel's freedom arc? Is she finally gonna start fighting for her own autonomy?
I love you so much, darling. You mean everything to me.
Dad, I love you too.
I guess not. And that was episodes 12 and 13 of Rapunzel's Tangled Adventures. I really liked the one with the children. It's not that I didn't like this episode, it's just a little too Disney for me. In the same way that growing up, I had an aversion to watching Tangled because I thought it would be boring. I have such an aversion to, like, all classic Disney shit. Like, my version of classic Disney is Pixar, like early Pixar. Anything pre-Pixar is not my cup of tea. And so I know people have really fond and distinct connections and memories of, like, the Disney World's Haunted Mansion, like the ride and stuff like that. I just don't have that. I never went to these amusement parks growing up. So, like, this episode feels so much like one of those amusement park rides. This is just, like, so classic Disney to me. Like, they're trapped in a pub, there's a ghost, that ghost turns out to be this, like, you know, beautiful singer. That is, like, by the numbers, a Disney premise, if I've ever heard one. And so, like, not that I didn't like the episode, it's just, like, wasn't super catered to my tastes. Meanwhile, the two little thieving assassin children is right up my alley. I really like that episode. I love the bit where Eugene gives the girl the comb. Like, that really gave me chills. Yeah, and this episode does feel like it nudged the needle a little towards, like, Rapunzel's freedom arc a little bit. Hopefully. And I like the song. This is the first, like, full 2 to 3 minute long song that we got from the show that isn't just like the theme song. So that was fun. I'm losing my voice if you can't tell. So the song was good. More of those, please. Yeah, as always, let me know in the comments what you thought of this video, of these episodes, what else you'd like to see me react to in the future, and I will see you guys next time.
All I want is someone to believe.